What's up, Twitch? Our brand new show, Expert Schmexpert. This is a game show where we pin an expert against some not so experted people in a game of educational telephone. The expert is going to try to teach something that they're really knowledgeable in and teach it to one of our contestants, and then so on and so forth, like a game of telephone, like we played in elementary school, right? First grade. So let's jump right into this and introduce our contestants. Sitting on the couch next to me. First up, we got a blacksmith, and then next after him we'll have Tim Wolf sitting on the edge, and then we'll have Jill, and lastly, Phil's gonna try to bring it all home. And at the very end of it, I get to grade them on how well they taught each other. And then we have our expert today, a very wonderful man. You should walk up to me and shake my hand and grab the microphone.
Oh, great.
Hey,
how's it going?
Really tall. Hi. Well, tell everyone your name.
My name is John Cairns, John Kanjikon.
A.K.A. John Kanjikon.
A.K.A. John Kanjikon.
A.K.A. Johnny Kanjikon.
A.K.A. Johnny Kanjikon.
Yeah. And what is your background in?
My background is in programming.
Okay.
I do it professionally. I've been doing it for about 7 or 8 months now. So.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I've been programming for like 3 or 4 years, but
Oh.
I've been at this job for about
Okay.
7 or 8 months.
And what do you plan on teaching these contestants?
Today we're gonna learn object-oriented programming.
Obviously.
Just the basics.
Yeah,
It's
the
gonna be very
basics.
easy. It'll be great.
Don't worry. If they ever get in any trouble, I'll help them. I'm
Yeah.
very versed in it.
You're
well.
quite the expert.
Yeah.
I appreciate that about you.
When did you start programming?
I started programming in 2014.
Yeah, before I was born.
Yeah. So I've been doing it forever.
Do you get arthritis?
Yeah, all the time.
You got to wear one of those like wristbands,
Yeah.
wrist guards
I get my
when you type
and I'm typed like this.
with Silicon Valley in the background.
Yeah, we play it all the time. It's
So
great.
So do you know what you're doing? Do you want me to explain to you? So
Let's explain it just
Again?
so.
So you're
everyone
gonna
knows.
stand here. You're gonna be the teacher.
Yes.
You're gonna teach our first contestant, which is gonna be Stephen Blacksmith. We'll bring him up.
Okay.
The other 3 contestants are gonna be in a soundproof room, and you're gonna have 5 minutes
Okay.
to explain your topic to them, hitting the 3 bullet points you have set up for them.
All right.
You can also use the whiteboard if any of it needs to be drawn out.
Okay.
And-
It will.
And and you get to be as technical as possible.
Okay.
As technical as you want to be.
All right.
You think you can do it?
We'll certainly try.
Sweet. Let's bring out our first contestant. Stephen Blacksmith. Hey.
Can he?
Hey. Where are
I
they?
thought they were in a soundproof room.
Oh, they're in the soundproof room. Hey. I can't hear very well out of my right ear. Is that it? Yeah. We're bringing out our first contestant now. So I forgot he was in the soundproof room. So let's bring out Stephen Blacksmith.
All right.
Oh, over there? Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna be here.
All right.
Be here teaching.
Cool.
All right. Is this good? All right. Okay. Thanks for that. You got another one? You can throw me. All right. Okay. So I got 5 minutes. Do we have a timer?
You are being timed, and you can start now.
All right. So we're going to start with the basics, the absolute minimum you need to know for programming.
Okay.
And these are your basic types. We have a Boolean, a character, an integer, a float, a string, and also an object, which is kind of an assembly of all of those things put together.
Okay.
So a Boolean is pretty simple. It's just true or false. It takes up 1 byte, which is fantastic. So
Yeah, they're so
it's either
small
a
you
zero,
put them in soup.
Yeah, exactly. It's either going to be a 0 or a 1, so it's going to be true or false. It can only be one of those 2 things. Next up, you have a character. That's going to be, just your basic characters, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 0 through 1. Any other characters you can think of, symbols, things like that. An integer is going to be a number, but without a decimal. It does not have a decimal in it, and it tends to have a max boundary of a very large number, around, I think it's around 2.6 billion, something around there. It's a little higher than that, but I can't exactly remember right now. You also have a float, which can go much larger, and also can take up decimal places. So that's what you'll use to create decimal placed objects or decimal placed numbers.
Okay.
Then you have a string, which is technically an array of characters, and an array is just a series of something.
It's just a string of something.
Well, no, a string is an array of characters. So basically, a string will
Okay.
just be a bunch of characters next to each other.
Well, yeah, a string of characters.
Yeah, exactly, a string of characters. And then an object is going to be kind of like some sort of assembly of all these things it can be put together. Okay, so next up we have a class. How much time do I have? 3
Shit.
minutes. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
This is gonna
I'll
be
ask
rough.
you questions later.
All right. So a class is basically what we consider like the blueprint for object-oriented programming. And so so what do you do is you'll have your class, right? And so you'll declare it something like this. So you'll say like public class. Let's do an animal. So we have our class, and it's an animal.
Usually a hamster.
Well, no. So, we'll talk about that a little bit later. So, and inside of this, you can have all kinds of things inside of your animal. So you could have legs. So you can create
Insert Richard Gere joke here. Go on.
So you can have an integer, and you'll declare an integer like this.
Okay.
So you'll say int legs, and then you can say equals 4. So it has 4 legs. Let's just say that.
Okay.
You can say, maybe it makes a sound. So we'll make a string for the sound. So you can do something like this. So string sound equals moo. So you can kind of already tell we're making a cow here by default. And then so basically, I'm kind of running out of time. But so next, if you wanted to actually make this animal.
Okay.
So you can actually create an object of this animal. So this is your blueprint for an animal. Let's say, you have all these animals. They're all animals, but you want to pick out one specifically. You'll actually create an object of it. And so how you can do this is you can actually declare it. You can say new animal, and then you do it like this. And then you can get access to all of these different things, and you can change how many legs it has. You maybe change the sound that it makes.
Okay, so what
and
is
it can
this?
So this is how you actually declare. This is how you actually create a new instance of an object.
Okay.
So the instance of the object is going to be this animal, and these are parentheses right here.
Well, yeah. I bet okay, so this is just a new instance of this. So you would put this
Right.
above the new public class, or
No. So these are kind of not actually together.
Okay.
So this is kind of like your blueprint.
Yeah.
And then
this
this
was all
is
defining
let's
this,
say you have like your actual program. So this is
Okay.
going to be in something else, and then you're going to have your program, and this is where you'll actually declare your animal. And so now you have a new animal. So
Okay.
you can go in and you can manipulate this animal without affecting any of the other animals.
Okay.
Yeah. So
How about an object? What's an object?
an object is this. It's going to
so
be
this
this
is the
animal.
object.
So it's going to be this instance of your class.
Okay.
So
I
what
have
that means
defined a
is-
class,
Right.
But then if I want to insert an object into anything, maybe I'm experimenting. Who knows? I would write this.
Yes.
Okay, great.
There we go. Easy as pie, right?
Perfect. Easy peasy.
Super
Right.
easy.
It's
So it practically explains itself.
it's so basic that even the host knows it.
Yeah. So
Fantastic.
there we go.
Sweet. So, do you think you can teach it to someone who doesn't know half as much as what you know now?
Oh, maybe.
Let's try it.
All right. Should we erase all this too?
Yeah, let's do that.
So, John, you can join me while we bring out our second contestant, the next student, Mr. Tim Wolf.
Everybody.
Sweet. So in this section, you will get the full 5 minutes again.
We don't go to you?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
That's
Cool.
how we do.
Yeah, we do. How do you,
Vamp.
do you
Oh
feel
my
like
God.
it's
You
very?
are so
you feel confident in these
pristine.
gentlemen?
No, I feel like
Clean.
I did a terrible explanation. I feel like I needed a little bit more time. But let's see how this goes.
If,
It'll probably be fantastic.
I could have done it for you, but I was just I wanted to chime in a few times. You know.
You know what I
but-
mean? You're too busy for
Yeah,
this.
the object of
realistically.
this is for me not to interject.
Yeah, you're hosting.
So, the next section. So, now the first student must teach the next student, and you get 5 minutes. You get 5 minutes, 4 minutes to try to teach everything you just learned.
Okay, let's do it.
I heard it
The timer is
was
up.
terrible.
Okay,
Let's
so
do
we're
it.
going to talk about basic programming types, all right? That's the number one, okay? So we have a Boolean.
Bless you. Bless you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Boolean is something that I really don't remember right now. Like, it's such a weird word. Maybe we'll come back to it, okay?
Brilliant.
So we have a character, though. And a character is like any letter, I believe. Yeah, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all of them. H, I, J, K.
They've got motivations.
Sometimes
They've
Y.
got goals. They've got a story.
Yeah, they got a story.
All right.
And motivations, they have wants.
Tell me.
And needs.
Tell me all
and,
about
it. Yearnings.
Oh shit.
They have yearnings. That's right. We have an integer, and you might remember that word from algebra or whatever, trigonometry, calculus, any of those.
When a character and an integer love each other very much, they make a program.
No.
Fuck.
Well, maybe. I don't know yet. We'll
All
get
right,
to that
all right,
point. But an integer is any digit that is without a decimal. So remember that. It doesn't have a decimal at all. But it's big. It can be huge.
That's its parents' choice.
Yeah, it's Sophie's choice. Now float. Oh shit. A float.
Shits do float
is,
sometimes.
No. A float is like a big. It's like a number. Is it the number? It might be the number, but it has a decimal. But it can be big.
If your shit is big enough to have a decimal, it will float.
Yeah, but it's
That's how you can remember.
yeah. I mean, if you have a scale that weighs it in tenths or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we have a string, which is like a series of these characters in a row. So it's like shit. You have a string, and it's just a series of things. in
Like
row.
a storyline of the characters.
If you think of all the characters as events and then place them into a storyline, then yeah, that is a series. or string.
Beautiful. A yarn.
Cool. And then we have an object. An object is I guess a type of the character, like an instance of the character of the class. And the class, we're gonna get to that, okay? So think of objects.
Why are we
we're
always
gonna come
putting
back
off
to that.
class? That's what
I'm
this
sorry,
country needs
I'm
to
sorry.
talk about.
We're
Class
good. We
warfare.
have time, right? Okay, great. So class.
I'll allow it.
We have a class which is I forgot everything you wrote.
We ain't got no class.
So a class, it defines what the object is.
What are we pointing at?
Because he wrote on the board. I don't know.
Teach me.
So we have class, and you do class, and you do food, right? And then that's when you use all these types here, and you're like integer of spiciness, and then that's a 10, right? That's great.
And that's how you end up with a floating shit because it's spicy.
And it's spicy and it's full of corn. But you got a class and you're like, oh, a 10, maybe that's a spicy jalapeno, right? And that's a jalapeno. None of this is good. I'm terrible at writing on whiteboards,
And
I
that's
guess.
your object.
That's your object. So this defines what the object is. And then when you're down here and you're writing the object, you do whatever he wrote to create an instance of that object.
It's
And
like
that's
a
the class.
demonic summoning.
That's the
You
object.
scribble some shit, it summons the class to
Kind
make
of.
the objects.
Yeah, kind of.
Because the fucking nerds are all Satanists. I know it.
Pretty much.
And time. Great. Sweet. You guys, great teachers. Oh, I don't
That
know
was
why we had
fantastic.
you as the expert.
Yeah. I feel ashamed of myself now.
Yeah, I feel like you could have explained it a little better as the expert.
I know.
Yeah. So now let's. How do you think that went?
Honestly, it actually he fell apart pretty bad during the types, but the rest of it,
intentions.
honestly, I was like, oh, okay, he got it.
He brought it back around.
Yeah, he started getting it. You know.
Yeah, he had the basic. He didn't have any of it, and then turned what he didn't have into somewhat
Something
what
he
you had.
had.
Yeah.
It was impressive.
Whew. Train wreck.
Woo!
So let's try again. Now our second student is going to try to
This
teach
is
the
gonna
third
be
student.
fantastic.
But they don't. He don't get 4 minutes. He gets 3. He gets 3. He's gonna get 3 minutes. And contestant number 2, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Contestant number 3, are you ready?
I think so.
Your timer starts now.
All right, so we got object-oriented programming. It's like a movie, right? It takes place in the land of Boolean. Boolean.
Boolean.
Boolean. And you got characters, right? The characters are the letters of the alphabet. A, B, C, D, and some numbers. 1, 2, 3, your favorites. You know, you grew up in kindergarten, your favorite characters.
Okay.
So then you gotta move on to an integer, and that is a number that doesn't have a decimal because his parents, it shows to cut off the decimal. That's a thing in some cultures. Move on. Let them be. That's an integer.
Okay.
A float, it's still got the decimal. Like a big shit that floats in the toilet. It's big enough to have a decimal, it floats. That's how you can remember that.
Okay.
This is a good story.
Okay.
Work with me. A string. That's when you got a whole bunch of these characters. They're all stuck together. It's like a storyline. It's a bunch of characters together. Like a
Okay.
story yarn. You're pulling on the yarn. You're pulling on the string of characters. Some of them were circumcised and don't have their decimals, and some of them are floating. And then you got an object, and we're going to get to that later because that shit's confusing. First, we're going to talk about class.
This is already confusing.
I
Okay.
know, isn't it? It's a story, though. So the class is what we got to talk about in this country because of class warfare.
Okay.
But that's not the class I'm talking about. I'm talking about the class, which is like a category of stuff. It's like a grouping, like a
Gotcha.
recipe book.
Like a recipe book.
Yeah. And then you write down the class up here. Class something. I can't write. This is floppy. You can't write on
Class
floppy. It's
something.
okay. Your class might be floppiness.
Okay, that's a class. Gotcha.
It's a class. Next thing you know, you've defined
Like
it
a
up
doctor.
here. You gotta put some programming bullshit down here. You scribble it because you're Satanists. Because that's what they do. They make symbols and it summons the class they
You're
wrote
at
up
the
here.
1 minute remaining mark.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying here? You take the characters, and some have the decimals and some don't,
Some characters have decimals, some don't.
and
Gotcha.
some don't, and then you put them up and you define the class of the 1%, those fuckers. You delete that class. You take the 99% class. You define them up here. You give them health benefits. You pay for their birth control, and then you summon them down here
Okay.
with symbols and programming magic.
Okay.
And that's why I gotta stay in school to be a
Right.
programmer.
Okay. Yeah. I'm lost. What's an object?
Yeah, the object is the thing. The summoning, the thing you summon with the programming magic later on in the program. But you can't summon it if you don't say what the class is first.
Okay. And the Boolean is what?
It's the kingdom where the story
And
takes
that is
place.
time.
Okay. Okay, well that'll give me something. Let's put on
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, your time is up. Do you feel like you are well versed to teach
Experts.
the last contestant?
You know, I'll try doing something.
I feel like if I heard that, I would have an aneurysm. That description of
Yeah.
programming.
And you did hear it.
I'm pretty confused, guys.
How did the second take go?
That went awful. That was really. He didn't get the Boolean at all.
Yeah, he did right there at the end. He got there right there at the end.
Did he?
Brilliant. Yeah, he said
Did
it's
he?
the.
Okay.
and then the time went out.
Yeah, he was totally wrong about that, though.
What?
Yeah, he wasn't
Oh.
right about that at all.
Explain to me what a Boolean is. Wait.
Well, I
No,
can't
hold on.
explain-
Hold on.
No, go
Hold
ahead.
on.
You're fine.
Sweet. So let's. Oh, we're down to our last two
Final.
contestants.
Final brainiac here.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's right.
Do you feel like you can teach?
Based on what I was just taught, I will definitely try, but I don't think that I'm going to be teaching anything that makes any sense.
You don't get gold stars here on Schmexpert.
Damn it.
You get a grade, a harsh grade. There's no participation points.
Do we get put in like
Blame Tim
the
if I do wrong.
backup? What is it, like special ed or something like that?
special something?
Special.
So let's drop the time. Right, 3 minutes is way too easy.
Yeah.
You get 2 minutes. You ready?
Am
Your
I
time
totally
starts
out of
now.
frame?
All right. So
Programming.
So basic programming
Mhm.
types. A Boolean.
Bouillon.
Boolean.
Okay.
It makes me think of a haunted house,
Uh-huh.
and I think that's where everything kind of starts.
Is in the bouillon. Cool.
And then you have these characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the characters are going through the haunted house.
Right. And what do the
Okay, this is
characters
what I'm going with. I don't know.
represent? Okay.
Not what I was taught. And then there's like integers, which
Mhm.
are like, different ways that they can go through the haunted house. And they might run into something that floats like a
Ooh.
ghost.
What? What would the ghost
And
represent?
Some of the ghosts have like things that they need to say.
Uh-huh.
Where sometimes they're just like, you scare me, I'm gonna get out of your way.
Right.
Okay? But you gotta like get around the float. And then there's
The
a string.
float.
And a string can either like get you through to like where it needs to go,
Uh-huh.
or you could go into the dungeon.
You're at the 1
Right.
minute mark.
Forever. And then
Is that
there are
point one?
classes. That's point one.
Okay.
Classes.
Uh-huh.
Classes like in America, there are a bunch of different classes. I'm kind of just gonna say what Tim said.
Cool.
Just a bunch of different classes. I don't know. I'm not gonna draw anything. Doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
So you have like 1%ers. Fuck them. That's what he said.
Oh, yeah.
And then, and
Fuck
then-
those guys,
And
yes.
what she said. And
Uh-huh.
then there's the object, which is basically what you're trying to what you're programming it to.
So that's like the final result?
Yeah. It starts
Okay.
with the bouillon
Bouillon?
down to the object.
Down to
through
the-
classes.
And the classes
And
are like
characters
different
that are
levels
fighting.
of...
Yes, I'm gonna
Okay.
say there are different levels in the dungeon.
In the
and
dungeon
and the haunted
house. So the haunted house is like the top level, and we
It's
go
where
down
you
to the
start,
dungeon,
and then you get through to get to the object, which is like
like in hell
you
or
know, how
something,
you-
which is
yes.
lower than the dungeon.
it's like the key to getting out of the evil house.
Right.
That's-
The
And that
key to
is
getting to the
time.
real house. Awesome.
You guys did great.
Sweet.
fantastic.
I
That was-
learned so much about
I-
bouillon.
Thank you, Jill.
I'm glad
You're
that people
A wonderful
feel
teacher.
that
Thank you.
Boolean.
Thank
First of all, Booleans. that Booleans
Well,
are
I
so
got Boolean.
important.
Uh-huh.
And Bill, do you think you can teach our expert?
I think I could
Summarize
show him a
what
thing or
you
two. Yeah.
learned?
I would appreciate that.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
I think I got it.
Why don't you head up there, expert?
All right.
Do I switch?
Yeah, you can. You head in the teaching zone. You're
to the podium.
Phil.
Can we take a seat?
Yes,
You are the
may.
teacher in this situation.
All right, I'm gonna teach your ass something.
I'd
2
appreciate
minutes was a
that.
lot of time.
It was.
Last round, right?
Yes.
So we'll stay there.
I don't. Oh, we're staying at 2
We'll
minutes?
stay at 2
It's like,
minutes.
I don't need that much. You know what?
You don't?
Bump me down to 159.
159.
Yeah,
All right.
let's do that.
One.
Doesn't
One.
need that extra
I don't
second.
need that extra second.
Are you
Wasted space.
Are you ready, expert?
I'm ready.
Do you feel comfortable learning this stuff?
I don't know. It seems pretty intimidating.
All right. Your time starts now.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I am a strict teacher, but I'm gonna go ahead and go easy on you.
Okay.
So the way to code stuff, basic coding types. There's boolean, characters, integers, float, string, and object.
Okay.
First thing you got to know is ghosts are the float because obviously I'm not even going to spell because I can't do this right now. We're just going to do that because I'm no good at this part.
Okay.
And they're the float. We'll put F for float. And then we got your ghouls. We'll just put another G. And those are going to be your string. And of
Okay.
course, the most
And
important
what
thing.
is a string?
The string, of course, is the thing that links everything together in the
Oh.
universe. So the string is actually like if that was your computer, this would be your auxiliary cable.
Okay.
Yes. So basically a basic code structure is a haunted house. I'm gonna
Okay.
dumb this down for all
Yeah,
you
please
guys.
do. Please simplify.
So here's
it.
my haunted
You have
house.
1 minute remaining.
Oh fuck. Okay. So here's my haunted house. Okay. So when you're coding, you want to get all these bad boys in here, and they're gonna haunt around here, and then you just gotta Pac-Man the shit out of them. Your Pac-Man is your mouse, and you gotta go through them, and you gotta really get them in line so they become angels. I think that's what I was
okay.
taught. Cool. And then, of course, the class. There's different class systems. You see, there's like superior ghosts, which would be like your Facebook,
Okay.
your Instagram.
Uh-huh.
And then there's, they're also the 1%ers. That's what I learned. The second percenters are going to be your, are going to be your ghouls. And they are like your like MySpace or something a little
Okay.
less like Friendster. And so then the last thing is object, and that's what you want to build, which is a basic app, which is for this
And that is
purposes,
time.
it's toast.
Okay. Toast app. I like it.
Toast of that. All right. I give you an A on
Oh,
focus.
yes.
You're
Hey,
welcome.
I learned
you-
so much about
you-
ghosts.
Oh,
you don't-
sorry.
You don't give grades here.
Oh.
The host does.
God.
I'm the principal of this classroom. And yeah, I was grading you guys throughout the whole show.
Mhm.
Right,
Tell.
through each of your guys' class,
Through your little
one-on-one
moleskin over
little teachings,
Uh-huh.
and I won't give you the grade first. I'll leave it. So this is what I was grading you guys on. You guys lacked grasp of the overall concept. Bullion is not that hard. We all obviously
Boolean.
know what
I
they
never
are.
even got
Boolean.
to touch
Yeah.
Boolean.
I don't know if
Boolean.
you guys are calling it bullion.
I don't know. You guys had a lot of incoherent rambling, which leads me back to point one: lack of concept.
Mhm.
It's like you guys didn't understand anything, and also didn't really understand the vocabulary words. I expect you guys writing at a higher level than you are. You guys are at like a middle school level. I was expecting at least like a 9th grade, and your grade is going to be a D plus.
A D plus. We passed.
You're gonna have to
Did it.
redo this. You're gonna have to take the class
We're gonna have
over
to take
again.
the class again.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
that's not passing?
Not in my book. Literally not in my book.
Yeah.
Um,
There wasn't anything written in that book I saw.
so on to our next little segment. Before class is in session again, I'm going to ask our expert something.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to pass the mic?
I'm ready for this.
I'm going to give you a chance.
All right.
I have 4 questions. I'm going to
Okay.
give you 4 chances actually
Okay.
to gain another advantage in the second class, the second round. I'm going to ask you 4 questions. They're going to be multiple choice.
Okay.
Every answer you get wrong, you win a chance to fuck them up.
Everyone I get wrong?
Everyone you get right.
Oh, I was going to say, this is going to be easy.
Say you get the one question right. Fuck. Hold on. Let me use this. You get one right.
Okay.
So then you get the ability during one of their one-on-one teaching lessons, while they're teaching their other contestant, to switch it up on them. Say, like, you can be like, talk like a pirate, and they have to continue on their lesson talking like a pirate. Do you get it?
Yeah.
I don't really get it. But, are you ready?
I'm ready.
How well versed are you in Bible studies?
Good.
Good.
Not
So,
very.
First question. Which of the following items was owned by the fewest Americans in their homes in 1990?
What does this have to do with Bible verses?
A. Home computer. B. Do you want me to read the question again?
Yeah, actually, could you? That was a really confusing question.
Which of the following items was owned by the fewest U.S. homes in 1990? A. A home computer. B. A compact disc player. C. A cordless telephone. Or D. A dishwasher.
I'm going to say a computer.
Wrong. It was compact disc player.
Oh, that was my second guess.
Second question. What did the D in D-Day stand for? A, Doom. B, Day. C, Dwight, as in Dwight Eisenhower.
Oh.
Or D, as in Dunkirk.
I'm gonna say D, Dunkirk.
Wrong. It was Day.
Wait, what? That doesn't even make sense.
You know-
D-Day? It stands for day. There's no way that
On
that
to
is
the next
correct.
question. I'm going to give you that one. The online, my spell checkers, my question checkers didn't write that one right. I'm going to give you that one. All right, third question. Who directed Star Wars The Last Jedi? Is it A, Rian Johnson? Is it B, George Lucas? Is it C, Steven Spielberg? Or is it D, Zack Snyder?
Wait, sorry. Which Star
Who?
Wars?
Last Jedi.
That was the most recent one, right?
Is C. Or we. Yes.
All right. Who are my options again?
A, Rian Johnson.
Ryan Johnson.
It was that one?
Yeah.
That's correct. Here's your final question.
Okay.
What place was Christmas once illegal in? A, Brazil. D, Russia. B, France. Or C, England. Do you want me to repeat the answer?
No, it's all right. I have no idea. So,
Brazil, Russia, France, or England?
England. It was England.
It was, actually. I don't know how you got that right.
There's no way I could have possibly guessed off your intonation.
Was that my intonation? Yeah. That's going to be in our next class. Find out next week on Schmexpert, where we talk about visual inclination.
Visual inclination, no. An
Um,
inclination towards visuals?
yeah.
I like it.
So you got 3 right.
Actually was days for my information. But
Oh, it was. So fuck you.
Days?
days.
I can't believe that is correct.
Yeah, so you
Why-
get it wrong.
What is wrong with people?
Don't
Why
question-
would you ever call it days?
Don't question the quizmaster. The internet spoke again.
No, I didn't even think it was. I didn't think any of those answers were right for that one. I was like, I don't think that's right.
So you got 2 right.
All right, I got 2. That's all right. I get to mess them up twice. All right.
Do you want to know what
full advantage.
you know what your abilities are now?
Yeah.
I already said one of them. You get to
They have to talk like a pirate.
they have to talk like a pirate
Okay.
during that round.
Okay.
During that little one-on-one.
Okay.
And 2, they can't use the whiteboard. Those are your 2 abilities you can throw on them.
All right. I like it. All right. I will use these
You
to the
ready?
best of my ability.
What are you going to teach them this round?
This round we're going to go more in depth into object-oriented programming. We're going to talk about how you use object-oriented programming.
Ooh.
Little bit more advanced topics. You know,
I know how to
we
use it.
went through 101. Now we're going to go through
302.
302.
Yeah.
Yeah.
323.
Yeah.
300 level class.
Yes. So that's what we'll be doing.
You ready?
Yeah.
So we're also going to flip the order of our contestants. So Phil, you're going to be our first student.
This is going to go
And then it'll go
swimming.
Phil to Jill, to Tim Wolf, to Blacksmith. I'm going to hand over this mic.
All right.
Yes. Hi, I'm your host. This episode of Expert Schmexpert
What's our sponsor?
was brought to you by Gallon Kroger Water
Ah.
and Kool-Aid.
Ooh.
That sounds great.
You can
That
hear
sounds
the
delicious.
ocean.
I hope you brought enough for everyone.
I hope I did too. I hope I did too. I hope I did too. Dang, everyone in the back has already drank half of it. Yeah. So, do you guys feel?
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Do you feel confident?
Nope.
Mr. Phil, do you feel confident?
Oh yeah. If this is about ghosts and ghouls, we're gonna gaze this.
This is about woo.
I will
Ooh,
attempt.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like I don't even have the first part of what he's trying to teach me.
Now
So-
you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, screw it. I'll get it. Am I still in frame or am I out? Okay.
You're good right
frame.
there. So,
Whenever you're ready.
now!
All right, so we're going to talk about methods and
Methods.
functions inside of your class.
Mhm.
So as you remember from classes,
Oh, yeah.
there's the basic types, and you can use those and you can set those inside of your class.
Oh.
So let's say like we had like an integer,
Uh-huh.
and so let's say that integer was 4. So we had an integer called legs, and it was
Legs.
set to 4.
Okay.
So we have an animal class,
Oh, because of 4 legs.
and he has
Uh,
4 legs, and
Yeah.
so we have this int legs equals 4. So we know he has 4 legs.
Mhm.
So let's say we want him to run.
Uh-huh.
So we can actually create a method called run, and that's basically just an action. So he can do this action. This animal can do this action.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about inheritance.
Uh-huh.
So we have an animal, right?
Right.
And he has these legs and he can run,
Mhm.
right? So let's say we
this
say
is
like
in the program, correct?
right, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so here I'll kind of illustrate this.
Oh,
So we
thank
have an
God.
animal,
Okay.
and
Mhm.
you can think of it this way, that a dog is an animal, right?
Right.
So we can create another class called dog
Mm-hmm.
that will inherit from animal.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have a dog that's also an animal. So he can access these things. So now we
Ah.
know that he has 4 legs and he can run.
Mm-hmm.
We can also add other things to him. So we can say like maybe in our dog class now,
Mm-hmm.
he can eat. So he can eat here. And this is an action. That's how you know. It's got the parentheses
Mhm.
and it's got the word and the semicolon. It kind of like is like the period at an end of a sentence.
Okay.
Um,
For coding.
so now you know. So now our dog can not only eat, he can also run, and he has 4 legs.
Ah.
So because he's also an animal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we have interfaces.
Uh-huh.
So an interface is just kind of like a way to guarantee that you have something inside of your class.
Uh-huh.
So you can actually have, let's say we have our dog, and we want him to eat. So he doesn't have eat yet,
Mhm.
right? So we have this interface over here that we call eat,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so our dog class can implements eat. And what this means is that basically inside of our eat interface,
Mm-hmm.
it'll just have eat. So it just has eat. So now when it implements eat, we know that dog will also have eat because it implements it. So now it has eat over here. But you can do anything you want with it. It
Right.
doesn't, as long as it just uses this,
Mhm.
you can do anything you want with it.
Right.
And you'll have a return type, so it'll return a string or a boolean
Uh-huh.
or an integer or something like that. And so you'll
Boolean.
guarantee. So let's say our eat returns an integer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just going to return a number, maybe of how many things it ate.
Okay.
All right. So now we know that this has to return an integer. So inside of our eat method, we can actually take that and we can do all kinds of stuff. So we can do all kinds of calculations. So right now what we'll do is we'll just say it takes in a number, and then it's going to return that number plus 1. And this is how you will do that. So you'll just say so let's say we passed in food. So we pass in food, and that's an integer. And so we pass that in, and we can say
You're at the 1 minute mark.
we could say we'd say food. Oh god, I can't believe I'm forgetting this. Food plus plus.
Uh-huh.
And what that'll say is that food will be equal to itself plus 1, and then we can
Okay.
return that. So we'll return that, and now our food, if it was 1, now it's 2.
Okay.
So he's
Every
eating
time
more
he
food.
eats. Okay.
Yeah, so every time he eats food, it's increasing more and more.
Mm-hmm.
So just to kind of reiterate, so we have our animal class,
Right.
and then you'll have your dog that inherits from that,
Inherits.
and then your eat interface
Mhm.
is implemented by your dog class.
Okay.
So
Implemented by your dog class.
yeah, So you can even implement sounds too. You
Uh-huh.
can implement anything you want. You can implement any of these methods.
Okay.
And everything from the animal class will be inherited by the dog class.
Okay. The dog class animal is the method? Or no, he is inherent of the dog.
This
the
is a
dog
class.
is
So this is a
inherent.
class.
That's a class.
This is a class.
Okay.
This is an interface.
So like an action.
And time is up.
I think I got it.
You think you got it, Phil?
Oh yeah.
yeah, you seemed pretty,
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
engaged. I was impressed.
Yeah. Actually, it made more sense than whatever the fuck these guys
Yeah,
were
I don't
talking
know what
about.
they were talking about.
Yeah, these they're not experts. You guys are
That's true.
experts.
Yeah.
Experts.
That made a
now
little
now
more
you're an
sense. I'm
expert.
I see you trying to get
Expert.
brownie points.
True. You know, and he's so muscular looking too, by the way.
Brownie
you.
points to the host, the guy who grades you.
Oh, like I love the Kool-Aid, by the way. It's delicious. Thank you for serving it to all the homeless children.
I don't serve it to homeless children. I
Oh.
feed myself.
All right.
Phil, do you feel confident enough to teach that to your classmate?
Oh yeah. I'm ready. Bring it on. Who's
Let's
my
try it.
Let's give it a shot.
Let's see if Jill can
She
do
can best
that.
The master. I'm gonna scoot you over. Ooh, should I have erased that?
I haven't seen it. You can erase it.
Erase it. John,
I'll be honest.
Yes.
you got way more complex on them, but I understood it.
I was trying to keep this one a little more simple.
Yeah.
I feel like before, in the 100 level,
You
I
got this,
overestimated
okay.
their abilities.
Mhm.
So 300, I decided to dumb it down a little bit.
Yeah, they don't have their textbooks yet.
No. They haven't.
We haven't even signed up yet.
Yeah.
I don't even have
materials.
pencils.
This is like they're previewing the class.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to get laptops. They don't have laptops. They're writing it down on paper. You can't program like that.
Yeah, I can. You should see some of the stuff I programmed on.
I've seen it.
Have you seen the movie Guardians of the Galaxy?
No. What's
He
that about?
programmed.
I programmed that on paper. So let's give it up for our next two contestants.
I'm already forgetting.
Just a reminder,
Leaking.
Just a reminder.
you have two obstacles you can throw their paths.
Yeah, I would like to use one of those.
Fudge. Which
Yeah,
one?
which one are you gonna use?
I would like to eliminate the whiteboard.
I know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, that one was like
man.
the easiest to like try and recreate what you just did.
It doesn't mean you can't write on the green screen.
That's true. Just ruin.
So
The producer just jumps over the goddamn camera.
knocks it over. We're let's you ready to teach?
Oh yeah.
You ready to learn?
Yes.
Phil and Jill?
Phil and Jill.
Your time starts now.
Okay, Jill. So there are different things called classes in this whole system. The classes are things such as animals. Animals have 4 legs. So
Uh-huh.
that's 4. Parenthesis, that dot and that Q. This would be great if I had the whiteboard. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
go.
Okay. There are animals. They
Am I
have
allowed
4
to look at the
legs.
whiteboard?
Well, I mean, I'm
He's-
just
he's-
just
okay.
use your imagination. And inside, there are different types of classes, which, let's say we're making a program about a dog who's hungry for food. So there's different types of classes that we can put him into. So we could, animal has 4 legs, that is a class. A dog is an animal, he's also a class. And
More like
class C.
like more broad.
Yeah.
Because he's an animal, and then like
Exactly.
a smaller class is like
Is like an action.
four-legged
Yeah.
animal.
Or is like, let's say you want the dog to, like, we'll give him a function. We'll give him a function like walk. So he will inherit that skill. The dog or the animal will, there's an animal, you can put the dog into the animal, and then he can inherit the walking skill for our program.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
this dog, it could be whatever kind of dog you want it to be. It could be a beagle. It could be
A hound.
a hound dog. For this one, we'll go with bloodhound. So this bloodhound wants to walk over to this little area over here, which is your interface. And your interface is another type of action that he can interact with, like, let's say, food. If you want to have him eat is the real
Have
word.
him food.
If you want to have him food, you just would he would inherit that skill the dog would inherit that skill. And you can also have him calculate how many times he foods. So
he foods the food.
he foods
Okay.
the food.
Okay.
So you would, if I had a whiteboard, just pretend that you can see this. So you would put,
Remove your hand from the whiteboard, sir.
damn it. So you would visualize, close your eyes, you see a dog, he's walking over to a food dish.
I see him.
And he's eating it. And now he's returning back to his master. Oh, what's that? His master is a programmer and he only understands code? Well, he's going to communicate in the only way a computer dog knows how. He's going to do food plus 1. That is food plus 1 equals 1, adding another 1. Food plus plus. And his owner,
Food
who's
plus
like,
plus
what?
one."
I freaking get it now because I'm a code guy. And then he puts the parentheses around it. And that, what was
There's
it?
a lot of
semicolon?
math going on.
There
here.
is a lot of math. He
Okay.
didn't show me too much of
Okay.
it, but
Okay.
I'm telling you.
So,
So just to reiterate,
animal
1 minute
is a
left.
Class.
animal
The
is
function is him going to inherit the food.
well, inherit a skill such
a
as
skill
walking
as
to the food
walking or eating.
or eating.
Or
That's
fooding the food.
a food that he can inherit, or that's a skill he can inherit.
And what was the interface?
The interface
Was
is
the food?
Oh, the interface, yes, is something he can interact with. So let's say it was food, or we'll mix it up right now. Let's say it's a house, like with ghosts and stuff like that. So
Going
he
back.
can, yeah, we're going back.
Callback.
That's right, exactly. You guys got that. So he's going to the haunted house. He can interact with that interface. And then he
House
can
is
also
an
report
interface.
it back to his owner, who's a
His owner.
programmer, and he could tell him how many times he went over to that ghost house.
Okay.
So he
So it's like ghost house plus 2. That
Exactly.
means he can go there twice.
yes, but it also calculates
That's
how many
up.
times.
The time is up.
Mm.
Your time is up.
I really wish you didn't get rid of the whiteboard. I might have remembered more.
Why does it
things.
have to be a whiteboard?
That's what I was wondering. I was like,
Why do we have a
killing
blackboard?
blackboard.
A
And
chalkboard?
a black chalkboard.
But chalk is white too,
So, how do you
You're
make
that-
that one?
though. Actually, that was not half bad. I mean, there were a couple
cool.
of points that were
Way
very
off.
incorrect, but for the most part, that was actually not too bad. I was
Awesome.
pretty impressed.
Yeah, that one actually made a lot more sense. So.
I mean,
No
I
offense.
thought my haunted house thing last time was pretty good, but
I mean, it had nothing to do with programming, but it was really nice. It was fantastic.
It's a good visual. Yeah,
okay.
it's a good short story.
Yeah,
We're going.
yeah.
Thank you, Phil.
Yeah.
You're almost like, you're on the level like a TA, a teacher assistant,
Oh, really?
to the teacher.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Under the principal,
Mm-hmm.
the dean, the
dean.
superintendent.
Why has it got to be a dean, huh?
Because dean is my middle name.
Oh.
I put the D in PhD, which is PhD. Yeah, okay, so let's bring in our next contestant. Jill, do you
Yes.
think you can teach Tim Wolf?
Based on what Phil just taught me, perhaps.
Oh.
Perhaps is better than no. So let's bring in Mr. Tim Wolf to bring in his learning chops.
All right.
And again,
I think I want to use the pirate talk.
you want to use the pirate talks?
Yeah.
Arrgh, you gotta talk like a
Arrgh.
pirate, missy.
All right.
Is that?
I can't.
Just
Arrgh.
watch Pirates of the Caribbean and copy
All right,
Jack
laddie.
Sparrow.
Hi.
I'm going to kind of talk Scottish because for some reason that's
All
where
right,
I went.
Close enough.
And again,
Scottish
if
pirate.
talking like a pirate isn't hard enough, we're gonna drop it to 3 minutes.
Jeez, yeah.
But you can use the whiteboard.
Oh.
Arr, you white bird.
Aha, Phil.
Sweet.
That
And
really helped me.
your timer starts now.
All right there, laddie.
Aye, Captain.
Okay, so there are arg. There are classes.
Arr, classes, yay.
So say there's a dog on your boat.
Aye.
You speak it. You do the. You be the pirate.
Aye,
Okay.
sure me timbers.
So there's a dog.
Bonus points for ingenuity with the rules.
There's a dog on your boat,
Aye, you wee doggy.
and he's got his captain.
Hey, you fine salty sea dog.
Okay, and he wants him to go find some gold.
Arr, yay, the gold.
Okay, And for him to find the gold, oh, good little pot of gold there. He has to function. He has to show him a function to get there. So he's the programmer. This is the method, and that's the function. Is he's got to tell him how to get over there to the gold.
Hey, cause the captain been drinking too much rum, he can't function.
Yes.
Hey.
Okay. Okay. So he's got to inheritance. There's inheritance, which is him having a function to go here with
Hey.
the interface.
He has a rich father.
Yes. Well, he's very greedy.
Yay,
Like
hey,
he's a pirate.
a pirate, hey.
Yes. So that's all I really remember. Crap. Okay. So he can tell the dog basically
1 minute remaining.
to go here, and he'll tell him like plus pot of gold. This is really bad. Okay.
Ersif,
Food.
walk
Okay.
the plank.
So the method, the inheritance is him like he can walk. So it's like him learning to walk. So he walks to the pot of gold, then he like can learn to, I don't know, get the pot of gold. I don't know, and then bring it back to the programmer, and the programmer is in charge, and that's looks like a pig, but
Hey, people keep pigs as pets too, you know. Hey, arg.
that's pretty much
We'll call him Davy Jones.
arg.
Arg.
Arg. You do that a lot better than me.
Hey, that's because I have burrs.
Yes. So that's as far as I can go. You function, inheritance.
And your time is up.
Face.
You don't have to erase that.
What is that even?
Yeah, actually, you can definitely
You
leave
can
that
you
up.
can leave that there. Pigs eat Brussels sprouts.
It's well, pigs find truffles
Expert
in
expert
Italy.
Schmexpert
I'm
Brussels
very
pigs
sprouts.
find
expert
truffles.
because that was terrible. Okay.
Nice attempt.
I'm
it wasn't the
I'm
worst.
Glad he can talk in pirate because I can't.
Like after
The,
Phil said that, I thought for sure that was going to be really good.
Phil set the bar really high,
He did. He did a
did
really
really
good job.
good.
I was impressed.
and it immediately
The
fell
pirate
off.
totally threw me off.
And Jill walked the plank. I can't believe I wrote that off the top of my head. Thank you,
We're
Phil.
so
Brownie
witty.
points. We'll bump it up. So, let's try this again. The last of the students
Hey.
try to salvage whatever is left from the under depths of the pirate world.
From Davy Jones' locker.
You tried the boat sank a little bit on the last round, Blacksmith.
I guess
Yeah,
the
it was
pirate
going down
won.
pretty hard.
And again, you guys remember, we're going to drop it to 2 minutes. You guys are lucky. He's out of, I don't know what to call these. Wild cards.
Wild card.
You're not going to hit with like a pick six or a switch sides like an Uno. Those
Oh,
are all
good.
gone. So,
Reversal.
hey, let's write that. Mark this down in the only hint you get is that drawing on the whiteboard.
Okay.
I'm gonna use this.
Great. Fantastic.
It'll be very
And
helpful.
Your timer starts now.
All right, so you've got Amish farmer pirate John here. He's the programmer, right?
Okay.
So he wants to do something. That's what you make a program for. So this is like a metaphor, right? You gotta use your imagination here. But he's the programmer. He's gonna have a certain method, like this truffle hunting pig. He wants the truffles.
Yeah. Okay.
He's got his truffle hunting pig that's used in Italy, right? So he's the method to get the truffles, and he's like, all right, he's gonna teach this pig with pluses and minuses and all the bullshit we talked about a couple minutes ago.
Okay.
He's gonna use that to make the pig go do the thing he wants to get the truffles. That's just a function. So he gives the method a function to go get these fucking truffles.
Wait, the method is what again?
The pig.
Corresponding to what from last time?
Well, We ain't getting into that last time.
Okay. Great.
But that's the kind of thing you'd have to make with the classes and the objects. You have to make a method.
Okay.
So that's how you make a pig.
Function.
Right. So that's his function. Get the freaking truffles. So he goes off and gets the truffles. And the fact, this is the interface. The pig coming to the truffles, that's the interface between the method and the function and something called the inheritance. And that doesn't mean the pig is a rich father.
Mm-hmm.
It means
40 seconds remaining.
that the freaking the inheritance ties what this motherfucker's doing to what the programmer wants to happen. I think that's like the so what. That's to get in the truffles. That's the inheritance. And the point at which the pig finds the truffles and doesn't eat it or get shot because he's a bad pig, that's the interface. Arg.
That's the interface.
Yeah. The pig and meeting the truffles.
Inheritance interface.
Yeah.
Okay.
Truffles are expensive, man.
Well, yeah, I know. Unless you find them because you have a pig.
Because you got a pig.
Yeah. What's an interface?
It's where the
And
where
that
the
is
pig
your
finds the
time.
truffles.
That was truffling.
But they're good though.
I've never eaten truffle before in my life.
Are you serious?
I don't think so. Is that a normal thing that white people eat?
Yeah, I eat them all the time.
I wonder why I haven't eaten them. They're like, oh, let me put my gold over my truffles.
Yeah, is that not
while
how
I-
you do it? Gold's
before
not
I-
that expensive.
Before I go diving for my hidden pirate ship in the
Yeah.
Caribbean.
Yeah, that's what I did last weekend.
It's my Captain Jack Sparrow. All right,
I don't understand why you have a problem with all this.
John,
Yeah,
are you ready
I'm ready.
to learn
I'm excited.
about a subject you know nothing about?
I know nothing about this, and I would love to find out more about it.
You know who can teach you that?
Who?
Mr. Blacksmith.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
All right.
I get an A+ for segues. All right. And 2 minutes seemed reasonable. You learned a lot. You could teach a lot in 2 minutes,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
especially if the timer started right now.
Oh, hey. Methods and functions.
Okay.
All right, so you remember last time
Mm-hmm.
we had like classes and objects and whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So, let's say that you wanted one of those instances of what you put as an object, I guess, to complete some sort of task,
Uh huh.
I think. So that's what the function would be. The function would be what you're wanting that instance to do,
Okay.
such as a pig finding truffles
Okay.
in a field. Assumedly, I don't know where truffles are. But there's methods to do that too. So you write a bunch of stuff down, and you're like, pig, do this.
Okay.
And there's an arrow because you need something to be done. Now that thing, that ultimate goal, is the
We
inheritance.
have 1 minute left.
Okay.
That's the inheritance of what needs to happen, and all that stuff that happens in between is the method. and
Okay.
the function of what's going on.
Okay.
So, in order for that to happen, you need all this to happen. I'm saying the same thing over and over again.
What about the interface?
Yeah, the interface. Of course, the interface. The interface is oh shit, is just, I don't know, is it like the language used to create the method? Fuck me. The interface. So, okay. Truffles.
Yeah.
In your face.
And that is your time. Wonderful.
That was impressive.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
Um,
You know, honestly, given what you had to work with, that was actually fairly close.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Relatively speaking.
it's like you found the pirate ship on the bottom of the ocean, but there wasn't any gold in there. No treasure chest.
Yeah.
Just a very disappointed superintendent / principal / dean / host of a show. Can I get all the contestants to stand up in the classroom?
You want me to go away?
No, you can stay there.
Oh, okay. Can I chill?
Yeah, you can chill. You guys want your final grade?
Please.
All right. So things got a little better. You guys showed you understood the vocabulary a lot better. I like the creativity. I liked how you guys were using basic pirate ships, truffles, pigs, pictures. You guys could really teach a younger person, like a kid, a younger kid, the ideas of programming. So for that effort, I give you guys a solid C.
Oh.
Averaged with the D plus, it's still not a passing grade, but
Thank you.
next semester you guys should probably study. So, wow. I just want to hear what did you guys learn today?
Yeah, here. Go do.
I
Phil.
learned programming sounds a lot easier when it's totally dumbed down to teach like a child, because I totally got a lot of what he was saying. So
Mhm.
That's
Jill.
I learned I have to work on my pirate.
You do,
Arg.
matey.
Arg, matey. And my Irish maybe, but no.
Tim.
I learned that pirates are the most devastating force on the planet. They just wreck any flow you got going.
That's not wrong. Blacksmith.
I learned that a lot of words that we've learned all of our lives don't mean the same thing in programming.
Dogs, periods, inheritance, truffles, pirates, gold, integers,
In your face.
objects,
Bouillon.
booleans,
Bouillon. Bouillon cubes.
bouillon. Well,
For cooking. Bouillon cubes. Gold bullion.
ooh, Gillian. What is it?
vegan bouillon.
Yeah, just for reference, for anyone who's wondering about programming, bouillon cubes have nothing to do with booleans.
Isn't that
Bouillon.
what programmers eat? Because, when they're students and they're poor?
Actually, that's a
point.
pretty good setup for
Yeah.
a joke. A boolean cube.
There you go.
So I was programming a Boolean cube last week, and
Nope.
I sunk my pirate ship. Oh my god! Ooh.
My arm's tired.
Wow. Thank you guys.
Also, a boolean, just so everyone knows, is just true or false. It's just
Oh, it's
zero or one. That's
it's
all it
it's
is.
if the condition is 0 or 1. Yeah, you guys know. You guys, it's like you guys weren't listening throughout these lessons.
Come on, guys.
Oh my god. Thank you all for signing up for this class.
Yeah.
I know it's a late class, but you guys did really good. A C. No pluses.
A C, like the
Average with-
pirate.
A C plus
Oh,
plus.
C plus plus.
You guys weren't that good, but
C sharp.
next week where we
Oh.
talk about music theory.
It's also a language. Yeah.
Sweet.
I don't
So
know if anyone wants.
I've been your guys' host, aka your superintendent, aka the principal, aka Kool-Aid connoisseur, and wow, if any of the Twitch viewers are still here, thanks for watching. This is Expert Schmexpert. We'll be here every Monday at 7. Next week we'll have a new expert, same host. What else do I got to say? Oh, and thanks to our students, Jill, Phil, Tim, and Blacksmith. You guys actually did really, really a lot better than I thought you guys were going to do, especially with such a complicated subject. From our expert, Mr. John Cairns, a.k.a. Mr. John Conjicon.
Johnny Cairns, John Conjicons, Johnny Conjicon, John
It's like a superhero.
JC. Jesus Christ.
Thanks, guys. What? Oh, shit. Up next, dude. Fuck. We got another show. We're playing Controller Alt Delete's back. Me and Zach, the guy behind the computer this whole time, are going to play some video games. I'm going to play some PUBG on the Xbox. Get a chicken dinner so I can go to sleep with food for once in my life.
That got sad.